transistorized ignition system with inductive pulse generator. That inductive pulse generator, it will replace that contact point. It is static. But this system will stay as we remove that contact breaker, but we will stay with other problem, with other mechanical system, which is this rotation. This rotation, we need to distribute our spark to all cylinders. In this system, which is inductive pulse generator, it will have this igniter, this component which replaces that contact point. But the driving of this rotor still means even if we replace this contact point by this igniter or transistorized ignition system, we stay with some mechanical parts. These some mechanical parts, we will see what we can do after. So, this is inductive pulse generator. This contact point can be also replaced by this optical sensor. Optical sensor, this one. This optical sensor will operate in place of contact point. Means on this system, we remove the contact point, we put this optical sensor. So, but on this system, the problem of rotation, we still with the problem of rotation in order to get our rotor to move. In order to get this rotor to move also to all cylinders. So, this rotor, the purpose of this rotor, of course, when we get the high tension from the ignition coil, I told you it is like a transformer which will transform our voltage from 12 voltage up to 22,000 volts. So this, you see, it presents some mechanical parts because this rotation shows you that it is mechanical. Still, the camshaft to drive this shaft. So we have another system. In this transistorized ignition system, the third type is the transistorized ignition system with Hall effect. Transistorized ignition system with Hall effect, where that Hall effect will replace also that contact point. You understand that contact point present many problems. That's why we need to remove it. So, as the technology continue to be renewed, that's why we remove this transistorized ignition present also many problems. Those many problems, the other problems of these mechanical parts, as long as we remove this contact point, but the system still there, the mechanical, the advanced system still mechanical. That's why also the rotation, the rotor, the distributor still also mechanical. That's why we need to replace, we need also to remove all those of mechanical problems. At the second, we are going to remove this mechanical advanced system, where we will have what we call programmed ignition system. programmed ignition system, it is also an ignition system, but which is advanced. It have the component. As you see, we have in this system, we have this ignition coil, igniter, all of are combined in one housing. This system, as you see the system of advance, mechanical advance system, it is removed. Means we stay with this system. The last mechanical part which is stay here, it is to turn this rotor. To get this rotor turning means distributor, to distribute that high voltage to all cylinders. So this system, as the mechanical advance parts are removed, there is the other component which will replace those mechanical parts in order to get the ignition point. The ignition point will be from the computer. The computer or ECU will manage or will control the ignition point according to the speed of the engine, of course, and the road of the engine. So, on this system, programmed ignition system, there is no longer any advanced mechanical parts, because the system will be controlled by what we call cartography. That cartography, it will be inside this control module. So, as this system, we need to remove all mechanical parts because it presents many problems. Here we stay with this shaft to rotate in order to have this rotor to distribute the high voltage to all cylinders. Of course, this rotor, when it is turned, we will get when it is turned, we need to have this rotor to give the voltage to all cylinders. Means here we have distributor point, 4 distributor points. These 4 distributor points, they are according to the number of cylinder of the engine. Here, as it is 4, they are 4, means our engine have 4 cylinders. When we put it on this distributor, when we put it and then this distribute, it will give the high voltage to each cylinder or to each ignition spark plug, like this. Like this. Means the mechanical part still here because we need to get the high voltage from the ignition coil. This ignition coil, as we have this ignition coil, we have also this. This is an ignition coil. Suppose this is our ignition coil is going to produce the high voltage to the distributor. Our distributor is going to receive the high voltage. But this distributor, it have the task to distribute that high voltage to all cylinders. That's why we will have one of the spark plug which will get the spark, because all the spark plug will not get the spark at the same time. There is what we call firing order. So this ignition coil, when it produces the high voltage will come inside this distributor. Then the distributor will distribute it to each of the ignition spark plug. This is an ignition spark plug. So when this high voltage alive in a distributor, it will comes here. Then it will, this one will also give that current. This contact will be in touch with this rotor. This rotor also will be in touch with those distributor point. So, as on this system, ignition system present many problems, means with this programmed ignition system, we stay with this distributor. The mechanical part for advance were moved. Here we stay with this distributor. Of course, if you have the distributor like this, means you have the rotor inside. That's why we need to remove also this distributor. We need to remove this mechanical driving.